Oh, jeez.
Hi. Today what we're going to do is a little spot that I call around the house. I've got a list of items that we're going to look at that everybody needs to know how to do around their house. So here we go. Hey Tom, how you doing?
Hey, what's up there, buddy? How you doing? Good to see you again.
Nice to see you. So, feels good just to sit down and relax.
Sure. After all the work you've done with that fan, it's good to relax a little.
Yeah. What do you got there?
We have a honeydew list.
A honeydew list?
Honeydew list. My wife needed some little minor things around the house, and would rather get somebody really professional to do this and spend a lot of money. Decided to call our buddy here, who put our ceiling fan in, and did a wonderful job, and
wow.
We know that you have the ability to do this.
Well, so let me get this straight. You don't want to call a professional, so you figure you could just call me instead.
Right.
Huh?
And maybe
So I'm not a professional?
Let's do it again. What was yes?
What?
Okay, do it again.
Do what again?
Let's put it. Now you see you're putting words in my mouth.
No, you. We've got a door here. The door's closed, and it wiggles back and forth. I'm going to show you how to fix that by adjusting the strike plate. Here's what a strike plate looks like. This is on the side of the door. And lots of the strike plates have a little tab on the back. You see that tab there? It's actually inside the strike plate, so you don't really notice it. Now some strike plates don't have this tab. If it doesn't have the tab and your door wobbles back and forth like that, you can't adjust it with the strike plate that you have in the door, so on the side of the door jamb. So you may have to get a strike plate to match the type of strike plate you have with a tab like this. What we're going to do is take that out of the side of the jamb, and then we're going to bend this. We're just going to take a pair of pliers, we're going to grab onto that, and we're going to bend it out just a little bit. And it takes a little bit of doing. You got to kind of hold on to this and bend this. And then we're going to put it back in there. We're going to see how it's adjusted. If you bend it out, the thing you want to do is bend it out a little bit, and maybe just a hair more than you have to. And we can always tap that back in with a screwdriver after it's installed, or we take it back out and bend it a little bit more, depending how hard it's going to bend in there. But that's what we're going to work on now. Before you take this out, there is a way that you can adjust that tab. I don't really like to do it because it doesn't work too well. You could take a screwdriver and try to wedge back in there and pry it out a little bit on top and bottom. It doesn't really work very much. You can only get a minute bit out that way before you bend this. So I would encourage you not to do it that way, but do it the way that I'm going to show you right now. So we're going to unscrew this first. And I just use a hand screwdriver on that. You don't need the battery operated drill for this. Once you unscrew this, lots of times this is not going to just pop right out. Look at it really closely. Last thing you want to do is start prying on this and have a chip of your door jamb split off, and uh-oh, now you've made a big mess here for yourself. So look at that. You want to pry gently on here. What I noticed on here was there a little bit of paint got on the top edge, so you got to kind of wipe that off, clean that off with a little screwdriver, and then you can start wedging this just a little bit. So look at it. You could even take a sheetrock knife and just slightly score the underneath side to make sure you don't have any glue or anything like that in there. You want to clean that out. This could take you a little bit of time. Some just pop right out. Others, you just have to be careful a little bit. And then just wedge on it just a little bit, top and bottom. If you get it this far, wiggle it back and forth. You may still have to get it with a sheetrock knife back here to clean off the paint. Because lots of times they'll put this in, then when they repaint, sometimes when you repaint, sometimes the painters don't take the strike plates out first. That's a bad move, because then you've got this type of problem. Pull these out before you paint, and then put the strike plates back on. That would be a good time to put brand new ones on too, by the way. But anyways, gently get that out of there. Work at it and you'll get it out. I've got the strike plate out, and before I adjust it, I'm just going to clean off the back edge take a sheetrock knife and gently clean off all the excess. You see a little bit of paint on there on the edge of the strike plate. You can clean that off because it's going to fit back in there nicer. If you got any on the front, use your fingernail or something. Don't use the sheetrock knife on the front. You'll scratch this, especially if it's bronze. So get this all cleaned off. And then I'm also going to just clean this gently here so that when it goes back on, it's going to be real nice. Okay? Okay, now we've got the strike plate with the tab on there. I'm just going to take the pliers on here and I'm going to gently bend it out. So I got to hang on to this because it's real thin. You don't want to bend the rest of your strike plate. Just put a little force on there. Bend out a little bit with your pliers. This is why you don't want to do this really with the screwdriver on the door jamb. I'm going to do it this way. Bend it out a little bit. Now we're going to go ahead and screw this back in. Okay, put it in there. Make sure it's going to fit nice in there. Just take your screws and do it by hand. Don't use your battery operated drill on here because you don't want to strip these out. You start spinning these and you're not going to get a nice tight door strike plate. Okay, so just put them in by hand and snug the screws up. Don't over tighten these screws. Ready to try it out? Make sure you push in all the way. Make sure it's in there. This is fine now. Okay, if you're still chattering a little bit, take the strike plate out and bend it out just a little bit more. Now if you get it and if it doesn't close all the way, I'll show you what to do on that. If you want to tap this out just a little bit, try with your screwdriver. Like I say, I really don't like doing this. You got to be careful. You don't want to hit this edge here, and you could split your jamb right here. So I really don't like doing this. I'd rather pull this out. So think before you start whacking on this, especially if this if it's really hard to bend this. Some metals are thinner than others. If it's real easy to do with your pliers, then you could. But this one's kind of thick, so I'm going to decide against that. I think I'll do more damage than good this way. So I'm going to pull this back out, rebend it if it's too tight, and just bend it back just a hair. Okay, we're ready to close the door and push it in all the way and try it a few times. Okay, looks good. Cross that off our list. I thought I'd take a break, Tom.
That sounds good to me. Let's do it.
This list is pretty long, but I'm getting it.
Sure are. Let's do it. I mean, you know, we're not getting anywhere just sitting here.
You got a nice condo here.
Nice condo. You sit back, take it easy, and relax.
I'm about halfway done with the list. Your wife's really got a big long list here. What would you have done if I wasn't here, man?
Watch TV. Not much.
I mean, would you have gotten this list done? Would you have called somebody, or you would have just left this stuff?
I couldn't have done it. Simple as it is, I couldn't do those.
But would you have called somebody?
Oh, most likely, yeah, probably, and a lot of money out, and yeah. So, you know, that's not my expertise. So
I guess I'm glad I'm here
so
and we're able to help you out.
I'm glad you're the man and you can do it, and if I can provide you any assistance, I will.
Okay, well, you just keep sitting here, and
I'll warm the chair up.
I'll get the list done for you.
Sounds good to me.
Thanks again for the list.
You got it.
All right.
Anytime.
This is a shower drain, and sometimes these have a tendency to start draining slow. So I'm going to show you a trick that you may not know about on how to unclog this. This little device we're going to use to try to pull out the hair. So I'm going to show a little close-up of it. And it's got a spring. It's spring loaded, and there's a handle on one side. You pull back on it, and there's a little thing at the end with 4 little tongs on it that springs out. And we're going to use that, and I'm going to show you how to do that. First thing we got to do is take these screws out, because I'm going to pull this screen cover out of there. Now sometimes the screws are covered with grout, silicone, whatever. You got to kind of clean those out because you don't want to strip these screws off. You want to make sure you can get those out. Make sure when you unscrew this, you don't drop these screws down the hole. take your screws, put them off to the side. You got to pull this cover. Sometimes the cover doesn't want to come out. You may have to use a screwdriver. Pry it up just gently. Make sure you can get it and pull that off. Remember how you put that on there? We're going to put that back on later. Once you got those screws out of there, put the screws off to the side. You don't want them anywhere close here. You don't want to drop them down there. Then you've got to go to the store and get another screw. Now pry this up carefully with the screwdriver. You may have to work on it depending how old your shower is. But you want to pull that up. Sometimes you got hair on the back side of this that's hanging down. It's causing your drain to slowly drain. So clean all that out. Put that off to the side. Sometimes you may get lucky to pour some Drano down there or something like that and let it set for a couple days and run hot water down through there, and that may do the trick. But if not, I'm going to show you my little tool. Lots of times you got things stuck down in there, so you can take the long tool and you can push it down in there and just reach down in there, and this will go all the way down to your trap. So if your trap is less than 2 feet from your floor, this will work. So try it out first. Push it in there, grab whatever it is you can grab, and pull it back out, because believe me, sometimes this will do the trick. I know. The reason why I know is I crawled underneath the house one time, cut the pipe out, replaced the entire thing, and found out that it was hair sticking down off of these screws, and I couldn't reach everything down there. It all built up, and Drano wasn't doing the trick. Had I had this little tool that I figured out later, I could have just reached down in there and pulled the stuff up. So now, anytime I drain clogs, I know I'm going to try this first. At this point, if you want to clean this all out, now's your chance. You can scrape this out, wipe it down, clean it off, clean around the edge here before you put your screws in, and have it ready, and then we're going to screw this back down. Make sure you have this lined up. In some cases, you may have to put it back in exactly how you found it before, so make sure you have it lined up before you put your screws in. At this point, you're ready to put your screws back in, put them in, and put them in carefully. Don't drop them down the hole. Once you have your screws on there, go ahead and tighten them down, but just make them snug. You don't have to make them overly tight. You don't want to strip the heads off these screws. Sometimes they're ready to be stripped anyways because they're waterlogged and that kind of thing. So just snug them down and you're done. This tool also comes in handy to pick up things behind your desk or refrigerator or anything like that. Really nice little tool to have. Well done. I'm done with the list. Can you believe it?
No, it's quite a lot of work you did. Not
Yeah.
to save me a lot of money and a lot of time, and if it wasn't for your knowledge, I couldn't do this.
Well, I appreciate you having us in your home today.
I sure do.
I couldn't have done it without your list, you know. Thank your wife for me, all
Oh,
right?
I sure will. I'll thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Appreciate all the work you've done there.
Yeah.
Lots of luck, and good luck to you people out there who are going to do this.
Next time you need something, you know who to call, right?
I sure do.
All right.
Thank you very much.